Hello everyone and welcome back to LewisFiction, and this is the final part in the Ben 10 cinematic universe. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe, and if you haven't seen the other parts, then make sure you go watch them before you watch this, or else this won't make any sense to you. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. So the first film in the new trilogy is going to be called Ben 10, The Rise of Animo. And this will be a simple film reintroducing us to the characters, reintroducing us to this new world. Ben is currently struggling with his on and off relationship with Julie, a girl that he met in high school. He is currently 21 years old at the start of this trilogy, so he's not currently at the Ben 10,000 level just yet, but he's getting there. He has access to around 100 aliens or so, including all the original aliens from the OG trilogy, and also will have access to all of his Alien Force aliens and brand new ones as well. And a big theme of this film in particular will be the fact that he's trying to figure out the master control. Kevin and Gwen are currently married, which will reflect how Ben can't seem to move on from the hero stuff. They are trying to settle down, they are trying to start a family, they are just trying to be together, because they're past all of the hero stuff that they did in their teen years. Ben, however, is obsessed with keeping the world safe, and Gwen says that he needs a day off. Ben says that he can't. And then when Ben does eventually take his eye off the ball, and Gwen and Kevin will convince him to take a day off, Dr. Animo will rise to power, who will be the main villain of this film. Ben, however, will eventually defeat Dr. Animo and will save the day. By the end, Ben figures out how to unlock the Master Control and uses it to its full advantage, showing how Ben is regressing as a character because he knows that he can't stop at nothing until the world is completely safe. And this leads us really well into our next film, which is Ben 10, Into the Null Void. 1 year has passed, and after sending Dr. Animo to the Null Void at the end of the last film, something is happening. All the villains that he has sent over there over the last couple of years have been scheming together inside the Null Void to take Ben down and take him out. On the more personal side of things, Gwen and Kevin will also announce that they are having a baby together. So this will further reflect how Ben just isn't going down that family route, just isn't going down that route of wanting to settle down, wanting to grow up. He wants to save the world, he wants to keep the world safe, and it's an obsession. Some of the villains from Ben's past are slipping back into reality somehow, and Ben doesn't know how, but something big is coming, he knows that. After regressing back to his obsessed hero state after defeating Animo, his relationship with Julie will reach a breaking point. A big part of this film will show us why they love each other and will showcase their relationship, but Ben is obsessed. A part of his obsession comes from what happened during the Alien Force era, and a big part of it still comes from Grandpa Max's death. Either way, Ben knows something is coming, and he can't stop at nothing until it's stopped. Julie can't accept this and says that it's quits forever. She loves Ben, but she can't keep doing this. She can't keep going back and forth with Ben risking his life and not willing to settle down. This puts Ben in a dark place. He's all alone. Gwen and Kevin are starting a family, and no one really seems to understand the implications of what is happening. Ben tries to contact them, both saying that something big is coming, but they don't listen to him. They just think he's obsessed. They just think he's paranoid. The main instigator of all of this will be the main villain, which will be Charmcaster, who in this canon will actually be Hex's daughter. Charmcaster grew up without a father since Ben sent him away 12 years ago. Charmcaster will seek revenge on Ben. She does this by studying the magic of her father and finding a way to break into the Null Void to rescue him, which is where he lay. What she doesn't know, however, is that there are far worse consequences coming. Her character will parallel Ben's in that she is all alone and she's just trying to break the Null Void to get her father back, because she's been alone since she was a child. And obviously she grew up without her mother as well. However, we will get some hints that there is good in Charmcaster, that she isn't all evil and she just wants to do this because she feels alone, which is completely relatable. After Ben finds the root of the problem, which will be Charmcaster, they will end up fighting. And in the final battle of the film, the power exploited blows a hole in reality, collapsing realities and universes together, which will take us nicely into the final film, which will be called Ben 10 Negative Force. This will be the culmination, this will be everything that ties the whole cinematic universe together. Our Ben is now on the brink of a breakdown. He's been through so much and it's almost collapsing in front of him. In a massive battle opening sequence, Gwen and Kevin will come back to help Ben, saying that they were wrong all this time and they are apologizing for it. Loads of aliens and villains are swarming the Earth. Reality itself is collapsing in on itself. Ben doesn't know what to do, until a battle with Charmcaster sucks him into the Null Void, leaving Gwen and Kevin to battle the rest of the aliens on Earth. This film will put Ben to the final test, as the main villains of this film will be the Negative 10, who will form in the Null Void. Like I said, they have been scheming in the Null Void, and it's finally come down to this. The Negative 10 will consist of Charmcaster, Hex, Albedo, Dr. Animo, Enoch, Darkstar, and of course Vilgax, with two minions he'd formed an alliance with in the Null Void, Crab and 6-6, who, if you guys don't know, work under Vilgax in the original series. Ben fights his way through the Null Void to try and escape and restore reality, but not without help, because when it all seems lost, Ben encounters other versions of himself. Younger Ben from the OG trilogy, and Alien Force Ben from the second trilogy as well. They are from different and alternating universes where the timelines are slightly different. So we get to see all 3 versions of Ben on screen at the same time. Not only them, but we will also get a younger Gwen as well, and Grandpa Max from the original trilogy too, as they got sucked into the Null Void along with younger Ben. And we will also get Kevin Levin from the Alien Force days as well, who will have been sucked in the Null Void with the Alien Force version of Ben. We've got a different version of all of the main players from all of the 3 trilogies. We have a Kevin, we have a Gwen, we also have a Grandpa Max. But most importantly, we have all 3 Bens on screen together at the same time. There will also be a nice moment with Ben and Grandpa Max as they reminisce. Max figures that he's dead from the universe of the older Ben because of how Ben reacts. Ben doesn't say much, but is just happy to see him. Ben feeling alone is almost reversed and restored. It gives him the fight inside to carry on with the team around him, to see Grandpa Max again, to see Gwen show up, to see other versions of himself, and to see Kevin from the Alien Force days. It gives him that fight to fight his way out of the Null Void, and the team do just that. They will go up against the -10 all together. Ben and Vilgax will also have one final brawl together too, with the 2 going up against each other as Ben wants to enact his revenge for what he did to Max. It will be a fair match too. Vilgax will have reinstated and upgraded his arsenal since his time in the Null Void. And obviously we know, because we followed Ben throughout the years, that he's gotten way more powerful, way more mature, and way more aliens too. So they will go up against each other, but Ben will obviously come out on top, almost killing Vilgax, until Grandpa Max tells him not to do that. Revenge is not the way. But it's a nice moment, because everything comes full circle. Throughout the story, however, Charmcaster will start to regret her decision to try and bring her father back as she realizes what a bad man he actually is. Charmcaster will have hints of sympathy in her, and in the final moments of the film, when it seems like they won't be able to restore reality to how it was, she switches sides and helps them defeat the -10. After realizing what she did was wrong, she uses her magic to restore reality. But just before everything is done and everyone goes home, she gives younger Gwen a spellbook so she can learn and expand on her own magic abilities. Everything returns back to normal, with the universes and reality being restored. Each Ben goes back to their respective universes, along with Gwen, Grandpa Max, and Kevin Levin. After realizing that having people around you to help you and be there for you is for the best, Ben decides to resurrect his relationship with Julie and decides to finally have a family and settle down. They eventually will get married, and Ben lives happily ever after. That is it for the Ben 10 Cinematic Universe. That's Phase 3, so that's all phases done. I will be going back to Spider-Man videos on the Thursday from now on. Maybe some other videos here and there, I'm not so sure of at the moment. But if you guys did enjoy this series, make sure to hit a like on it, and also make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell so you do not miss another video as soon as it comes out on the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace.